Dobro večer, dragi prijatelji, dame i gospodo, hvala vam što ste došli, što ste se odazvali našem pozivu da slušate predavanje gospodina Marka Catchlova.
Good evening. Before I start, I need to involve you. My wife always worries that I travel so much and I don't really work. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'd like you, if you would, to wave to me. This is really a poor camera and those lights don't help. But if you'd like to wave, lots of waves. Well, it's a real honour to be here. My first time to Serbia, my first time to Belgrade. A little bit of background of what I do. I work for Herman Miller, who are a large office furniture manufacturer, and that's the only bit of furniture that I'm going to talk about. My role is to commission research into people and how they use the workplace, as well as how do you design great workplaces and the challenges. I have to warn you, I'm going to raise as many questions as I have answers. I am not a designer, I am not a workplace consultant, I don't sell any of that, but I have been in the furniture industry for 30 years. I started when I was 11. So this is technology beyond our imagination. This is impacting the way that we think. It's impacting our expectations then of the physical workplace. And we're going to look at that a little bit more closely. The thing that's impacting it, of course, is cloud. Have you heard of cloud technology? Yes. Who uses cloud technology? Who's got an MSN or a Hotmail account? Apple account? You all use it. iTunes, some of that's in the clouds. By the way, it's not in the clouds. You know that, don't you? It's not really. It's actually probably in a server farm in California somewhere. But this means that I can sit here and access folders anywhere and files anywhere. So then you think, why am I going to the office? What's the office all about? Why do I need to do that? So that is impacting us. The other thing that's happening is demographics. I've already mentioned baby boomers, but I can guarantee you will find more articles on the internet about Generation Y, the kids coming through. We have a term for them at Herman Miller. We call them screenagers. Because all they know is the screen. And it really is important that we acknowledge those kids coming through. However, I've got some news for you. I am not going away anytime soon. For two reasons. The world financial crisis hasn't left me quite as rich as I thought I was. Okay, that wonderful Herman Miller pension is not quite as wonderful as I thought it was going to be. So I might have to work longer for financial reasons. But have a guess what? I want to work longer. Because we are living longer and are healthier for longer. The thing is though, I might not want to work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. I might want to work more flexibly. I worked at one company and the managing director was 60 and he retired, and 1 year later he came back. And I said to David, why have you come back? You've got the world. He said, I had no one to play with. There is a thought that by 2025 there will be 5 different generations. You're going to have to design offices that are suitable for a 70-year-old and a 17-year-old. The other thing is that we are seeing mobility beyond our imagination. I am no longer chained to a desk. I can work anywhere, any place, any time. That is impacting how you are designing workplaces. We are no longer tied to the desks. The recession kind of focused people's mind. Flexible working really came into its own in the recession because everyone thought about saving money. However, we think it's going to stay here and going to be a reality because it does save money and people can make more money as they come out of a recession. Collaboration. The need to work together. I don't know how many of you work for yourself or just you're a lone worker, okay? I bet you don't really work for yourself though. You work with other people all the time, don't you? You connect with other people. In this world of work today, very few people work together alone all the time. It is all about connectivity and collaboration. These are the 6 things that any product we design, we believe any workplace you design has to take these 6 things into consideration. Engagement. I will explain what that means a bit later, but quite simply a sense of connection and belonging. Help people work together. We'll look at how we do that. Help people work anywhere. Make sure that technology supports the way I want to work rather than forces me to work in a particular way. Make sure we do not ignore the environmental issues that are out there. And also how we can make the real estate work harder. Engagement is where what a company wants and what a person wants, it feels aligned. Engagement is just a sense of belonging, a sense of family, a sense of being connected. And you know the people you work with, whether they're engaged or not, don't you? The more engaged, the more connected you feel to a company, the less stress you feel. And the more productive you will be, lots of research. It's really good just to say thank you. It makes such a difference, and people need to feel valued. How many times you go into the office, you come home, and it might as well that you've not been there, because no one acknowledges you. But how much better do you feel when you feel appreciated? Well, are we designing workplaces that make people feel appreciated, or make them feel like we just want to get them out of the way as soon as possible? The other thing that this says is affiliation, a sense of belonging. That's what affiliation means. Just a sense of connectedness. Work is we spend more time at work often than we do in our homes. We certainly sit more than we sleep. But this is a real challenge. So are you designing workplaces that make people feel like they belong? It's time to stop designing reception areas just for clients. It's time to design reception areas that make your staff feel welcome as well. For many of you, work is your family, particularly if you travelled or you've moved away from your hometown or village. This is your family. It's where you get your support from. Well, let's design workplaces that reflect that. The other thing is alignment. What I mean is, make sure people know what the business does and what the business objectives are. And the one thing I say is that space is a message. I'll say that again. Space is a message. We have a saying at Herman Miller that the answer to collaboration is not just another sofa. Do you understand what I mean? Often people think, we want to get everyone together. Let's put a couple of sofas here. And a week later, they're still not used. No. Or there's someone sat there on their own. Because you know a 3-seater sofa is really only a 2-seater sofa, don't you? Yeah? And a 2-seater sofa is only really a 1-person sofa, isn't it? You've got to be really close to get, you don't do that, do you? You just don't do it. We just don't do it. It's not another sofa. What's important is the management culture. Because if the management encourage collaboration and collaborate in those spaces, it says it's okay for me to do it. So culture is really important. Now the other thing that's reasonably important is what I call perceived privacy. Very few of us have so many secrets that we need sound acoustic walls, but we do need some kind of delineation that says we're in this space doing something, please stay away. The other thing is proximity. What I mean is, if to collaborate I've got to go 100 meters away, or I've got to go to a different floor, have a guess what? I won't do it. And by the way, if you want to stop collaboration, call the space where you want people to collaborate a collaboration space. What we're seeing is a mentality of a campus mentality. And many of you are much nearer university age than I am, even though I didn't go to university. But I want you to think about university. University is really interesting, and workplace should look at the ideas of university, because at university you have a set objective, yeah? You've got to pass. You've got to qualify. But how you get there is very different between you and you and you. Some of you are night birds, some of you are morning people. There's something called circadian rhythms. So you choose to work at the times. But there are still certain structures, because you still have a few lectures. They seem to be getting fewer and fewer, but you still have a few lectures, but you kind of choose. And then a university provides a campus with different spaces. Big, busy, open, noisy spaces. Quiet spaces. Collaborative spaces. Work on your own spaces, or work at home spaces. Can you see what I mean? And if that's an ability, if that's a space where we can learn and develop, why don't we apply that and create campus mentality? And I'm not saying that all the office buildings you need to do are on one floor, because you can still have a campus across 7 or 8 floors. But it's the mentality, it's a mixture of spaces. Please do not just design an environmentally friendly building and hope it's going to be used environmentally, because the change has to start with the employee. No good providing all that recycling bins if the employees don't use it. It has to be a mindset. It has to be a part of a business strategy. And let me tell you, I'm fed up of reading sustainability statements that don't match the reality. Google has some really interesting policies about environmentally. And they say things like this: if it stinks, we don't want it. If a company won't tell you what's in a product, we don't want it. If it's cheap, find out why. The key is designing workplaces that make people feel engaged, connected, a sense of belonging. Places that help people work together, places that help people work anywhere, making sure the technology supports the way I work, being environmentally friendly, and making sure that you're making best use of the real estate without detriment to the users. Thanks very much. But we have a little surprise for Vesna and Itea. She doesn't know this, but Mario, would you like to come forward?
Thank you very much, Mark. Hi, Zdravo. Is this right? Okay. So I don't speak Serbian, so I'm sorry, I just know a few words. And did you enjoy? I'm sure yes, because I have attended to many seminars from Mark, and I have to say all the time, even if I have already attended to this seminar, it's all the time a new experience, because we are different. So, but I think you are quite unique. So thank you, Mark, to have been here in Serbia. I am sure that we, as Herman Miller in Serbia, we have the best partner, which is Nitea. And so we are used to give some this kind of sorry, complicated. This is a cube, and we give this cube to our best sales people that are achieving the targets and that are reaching their volume, collaborating with us, with Herman Miller. So I'm proud to give this cube to Nitea. There is a signature, probably with some laser work, I don't know, but there is a signature of our CEO, Brian Walker, from United States, and our Vice President, Andy Locke. So I will be pleased if you want to come here and... Can you join us? Where are you? Okay, so... Miss Jelena, Vanya, and Nemanja, this is the team, and I'm really happy to work with these people in Serbia and Belgrade. So that's for you, but you can share it with all your colleagues, okay? So it's just a cube. But behind this there are a lot of efforts, some hard negotiation, discussion, fighting, many people. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for the organization and thank you to everybody that have been here tonight.